Put my head down to my shoes. Put my head down to my shoes. On 22s. 222. What up? What up? What up? Put my head down to my shoes. Bam. Skirt on 22s. Shout out to Manny Fresh, one of the greatest hip hop producers of my generation. And he does not get enough credit. Manny Fresh should be up there with Pharrell, Timbaland. Like, yeah. Like, Manny Fresh do that. Manny Fresh did all Hot Boy beats, all Cash Money beats. Like, Manny Fresh produced a whole lot. Shout out to Manny Fresh, man. Lil' man, what up with you? What up with Radio Foreman? What up with you? Birds are singing today. Cause spring is nigh. I don't know what you heard, but spring is nigh. Spring is nigh. Yeah. Spring is here. You feel? They gonna tell you like they gonna wait. Like it's not here, but it's here. You know the up north, they wait till the groundhog sees its shadow. In this particular part of Virginia, we wait until the blue jay sees its shadow. And my blue jays are seeing shadows. Put my head down to my shoes. Skirt on 22s. What up, Wood Floor Alchemist? AKA Woody, AKA Floors. AKA Big Alchemy. Life is making a comeback. Ain't it, man? The new year on us. What up, though? Yeah, I need to cut grass this weekend. It's time. Damn. All right, word solid. I'm a little bit envious of your situation you got going on because we're still waiting. We probably got about another month before we pull the mowers out up yonder. But you know, I might pull the mower out tomorrow and just do a little dry over. Have my neighbors outside like, what the fuck is he cutting? You know, that ghost grass. This isn't Bahia. It's not Bermuda. It's not rye. I don't know what the fuck this is. But I got a lawnmower and I want to cut something, you know. Put my head down to my shoes. Skirt on 22s. I'm in the mountains outside of Seattle. We're still doing storm recovery, aka chainsaws and raking. Oh yeah. Yeah, the debris cleanup. Shout out to all my truck and trailer people that's going to hit the track running hard this spring with the junk removal and debris hauling. Shout out to all the young men out there that know how to hustle. Shout out to all the heavy equipment operators. Shout out to my forklift operators. Shout out to night shift. Yeah. Shout out to my hot shot trucking people. Welders too? No, not welders. Welders aren't this No, welders aren't in this genre of hardworking guys. No, that's not where I was going with that. But yeah, shout out to welders. I talked to Liz earlier and she said YouTube is taking down 160 of her videos. Bears mass flagging. Oh. Yes, oh, the bears. The bears. The bears, man. I feel like this is an inappropriate time to do a Liz impression, given the fact that you just told me a whole bunch of her videos were taken down by bear people. I'm so fucked up. I'm such an asshole. Man, that's fucked up. Bear people still out here flagging shit. Yes, 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 and okay, yes, okay. I got it done. Fuck that. I know how I can do an impression of Liz saying okay. Yes, okay. Okay. Little Lordy Bear, yes. His fucking mum, his mummy told him he was a special boy. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Yeah, I'm sorry, chat, for cussing. I'm not supposed to cuss. Yeah, yes. And gummy bear, wood floor alchemy bear. Oh, yes. But yeah, that's fucked up, man. Why the fuck they ain't flagging me? Fuck, am I not flag worthy? I don't, make bear people my focal point, but I talk a good amount of shit about them. Why the fuck everybody ducking this sauce? I'm starting to feel disrespected by the lack of disrespect. You know? Like that shit. Like I feel aggressed right now. Why the fuck? Like what am I not a formidable opponent or some shit? Type of shit going on out there in the world. But yeah, that's fucked up, man. The real New Year. Shout out to Lily Grove. Lily Grove, you already know. You already know what's happening. Neighbors be watching you like a hawk, going, damn, he's starting to moor now. Yeah, and it be, you know. I do want to do a drawing once over, not even really cut anything, but just, you know, especially with the Dixie chopper. Like when you like that Dixie chopper, it makes me want to cut grass. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like I might keep it. I'm supposed to go ahead and let that thing off, but yeah, I might. That might be my personal mower that I use for these 8 accounts that I have gathered. Shout out to my 8 accounts. It's not much, but I keep their yards tidy. Yeah, so I might just use that and get something else. Yeah, I seen something, but yeah, bear people fucked up for that. They're a drunken, dangerous people. Bears, they're not dangerous. The bears ain't got a dangerous bone in their body. They leader is a nigga who gets pegged by Amy and fingers himself and then lies about it and puts all the blame on the Catholic priest. Like I don't respect none of them niggas. Like you only as good as your leader. Like that's what gangs have taught me for real. And that's a good rule to live by. Like when it come to these clans, groups, cliques, sets, internet personalities, you only as good as your fucking leader. Like look at your big homie. That's why I said in the zombie apocalypse, I could see either Bola Bear taking over. Uh, I would say Permy Bear, but he more legalistic and he don't really. He's more of a back who's in charge. Like I think he's scamming the Bears. I think he just in it to. Yeah, I think he just. I think Owen's just a useful tool for him. Permy Bear just seemed like that type of person. Like he know like a master manipulator, the person that manipulates the manipulator type shit. But when it comes down to raw aggression and tact and leadership, I think either Bola Bear gonna step up in the zombie apocalypse, or it could surprise people and it be the Brandon Vertec tactical dude. And he not even like he don't even have a bear name or none of that shit. But he probably jolly like whoopty woo, get on out the way, go ahead and force Amy into some. She don't even got for they probably fucking already. And take over for bear people. But yeah, the bear people, it's just a fucking retarded. The bear shit is just fucking stupid. You know the bear shit is stupid because the guy who calls himself Big Bear, who everybody is named after, his wife doesn't even have a bear name. If you fucking with a guy who and they wife don't have a bear name, the fuck are y'all doing? She don't even believe in that shit. That shit just imaginary play shit to her. That's why she calls you guys internet people. That's why he said he crowdfunded for land so he could meet you guys because his wife doesn't want internet people coming. This shit not real to her. Yeah, the money coming in, but she don't fuck with you niggas. But yeah, that's fucked up about Liz. Yes. Yeah, let me stop for Liz. Catch me slipping at a Sunoco somewhere. Getting petrol at a petrol station. Black privilege, my nigga. Shout out the black privilege. Shout out the white privilege. Yeah. Yeah. BB is terrified to mention UBG. Yeah, I know, and I'm starting to feel aggressed by it. Like I'm like these niggas think this shit play. Man, I just got the forklift stuck in the grass. You got a chain I can use. Man, you got the fork stuck in the grass. Fuck was you hauling? You done tipped over? You ain't had nothing on there but a pallet of manure. You supposed to be loading the trailer up. How the fuck that happened? They started getting covert radio too. Covert radio annoying as fuck. I support that. Yeah, get covert radio. He annoying. But yeah, Liz, no. That's where I draw the line. I'm joking. Let me stop for covert radio. Catch me slipping at the Wawa. Some fucking weird. Covert, that nigga is cuz just annoying. He irked the shit out of me though. Shout out to him though. This ain't personal. It's just cousin. I probably annoy him. You know, but yeah, cuz annoying is funny. Guys, and I'm telling you, this is like everything is like a bombshell or fucking just something just like cuz he just yeah, he did. And then he got that accent. This shit get me every time though. But yeah, Liz, that's where I draw the line, cause Liz the homie. I like Owen's comedy, but he turned into a false prophet and turned a lot of husbands gay. I don't even see his comedy is comedy no more. I've got a name for it, and it's just pandering. Like his style of comedy is just pandering to different demographics for the ultimate goal of attracting new listeners to get more money. I seen the shit that said unauthorized TV was down, that they canceled their payment processes or some shit. But um, yeah, cuz will worry a lot less about finances if he actually got a job. And by job, I don't mean you have to slave away at a 9 to 5 or however you feel like the common folk that are paying you do it. But by job, I just mean an actual reality-based service that you provide for your community and other people. Something tangible they can reach out and touch. Something that your community be like, yo, that's him. Yeah, like, yeah, we fuck with him. Like, cuz doing this and that. And we go to him to get this. And milk isn't it. Don't fucking say milk, you sell raw milk. Fuck that raw milk, nigga. Do something that's gonna support a family of fucking 6. You know? That's why cuz can't even stop the grift if he wanted to. He backed himself into a corner preaching the have kids thing to revitalize the white population. But when you live off of gratitude, you really can't preach like that, because if that gratitude donation stop coming in, then now you got all these kids. Amy might have to get on some type of assistance. Then you gonna be living like the niggas you talk all that shit about, son. Now you gonna be a drain on the whites, just like you say niggas a drain on the whites, son. I'm telling you real shit, son. It ain't like that. But you got some shitter kids. 4 kids is a lot of kids to have for a nigga that don't got no job and a woman that doesn't fucking work. It's just the reality of the situation. But y'all climb on in, 2-2, piece of the gods, piece of the L's. Y'all climb on in here. I'm waiting on a throttle cable because y'all know I'm autistic, and I replaced the choke cable on the Dixie chopper the other day, and that's stainless steel. The throttle cable is black. It's good, but I'm like, my throttle cable has to match my choke cable. So I went ahead and ordered a stainless steel throttle cable, just so that the lineup can match going back to the engine. So yeah, I'm like that, man. Like little things like that matter to me. Man, y'all climb on in, man. What up, little baby Ozark? What up with you? I think BG best friends with Owen. Shout out to him. I ain't got no problem with him. U.S. killer whales won't even notice the end of the world. Yo, you know the orca is my favorite animal. Like, hands down. Maybe that's why I like the movie Black Panther 2 so much. Wakanda Forever. Because in that movie, the bad guy, who wasn't even really a bad guy, he was just trying to look out for his people. He was slightly less aggressive about it than Killmonger, though. But yeah, the bad guy, Namor, Kukulu Khan, he rode in the battle against the Wakandans on the back of a fucking orca. My goodness. That was a hard ass scene right there. That was the hardest scene in that whole fucking movie. When you seen this nigga Kukulu Khan with the Jimmy Jank on the back of a big ass orca, killer whale. I was cheering for that nigga. I was like, hell yeah. What up, Hurricane Sheena, aka Sheena Warrior Princess? What up with you? What up, dude? When's the due date? Hmm? What are we looking at here? Months? Weeks? Hours? What's going on? And if you haven't already picked out a name and you were thinking about naming the baby Raymond, if it's a boy, I give you my blessing. It's okay to name the baby Raymond if you want to. So, just in case you were wondering, it's absolutely fine with me. I thought Permy Bear. I thought Permy Bear seemed like a solid dude when I met him. He runs a legit construction company. I mean, that really doesn't mean. Shout out to Permy Bear. I ain't got no problem with that nigga, but that really don't mean nothing what people's first impression of somebody is. Cause you know somebody met Bill Gates the other fucking day and he paid for the chair in college. I'm like, yeah, I met Bill Gates. He seems like a good guy. Has a legit vaccine. He just does a good job. Nah, I'm saying that's people meet RuPaul and think and just RuPaul, he a good person. He done paid for some shit. He bought the chair in McDonald's. You know, it's like, yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about him. He's a real good dude, real humble. You know, people say the same thing about TD Jakes. TD Jakes, real good person. Pray for me and my family. Taking a whole lot of under the table donations from a lot of shady places, but it's all good. Shout out to Permy Bear though. Finally called another line. He just connected. There ain't nothing wrong. I mean, if I was on and I wouldn't want me around either. And you can't leave your house without a cell phone. You are already chipped. Man, I'm chipped like shit. If you can't leave your house without a cell phone, you already chipped. I'm chipped. I told y'all I've been chipped. I'm shadow tracked by the state. Like this shit government, and I'm already in the Fed watch book and shit. Like anytime you been deemed to be a part of a certain gang, or you already on a terrorist watch list type shit. That's what they don't tell people who join. So yeah, all the youth out there, don't join a fucking gang. And when you do get out the penitentiary after doing 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that probation status, you already, because I got 10 years probation. 6 of which I had to do in person. You know what that's like when you have a fucking job? You gotta ask your employer, yo, can I take off? Because I gotta go into town. I gotta go see him. Whoop-de-woo. I gotta piss in a cup. Like, he's not coming to see you. You gotta go see him. You can't miss any days. Then, with good behavior, because your boy been on good behavior, they went ahead, put me on unsupervised. So I'm at the lowest risk setting you could possibly have. But with that comes tapping in on the 25th. So I gotta call a number, answer a whole bunch of questions from an automated machine every 25th of the month. I can't miss a day. If I miss a day, they're gonna call again on the 26th. It's a computer. They're gonna be like, have you been locked up in the past such a 30 days? No. Do you still owe restitution or court costs? No. Do you still have the same employer? All that bullshit. And yeah. And that shit tapped into my phone. So it ain't like I can run it, I can do shit. You know? And then child support a whole nother beast too. They find niggas. They gonna find you, son. So I'm already chipped. It is what it is. Why are you talking about this again? Talking about what? Me being chipped? I'm behind on the chat. Beautiful. We create our own privilege. Can you do an ABL finger joke? Oh yeah, when ABL hit you with this bitch right here. He just gonna hit you with this giant. That shit just gonna be doing this shit. Can we talk about high yellow privilege? Oh, the yellow bone. You talking about the yellow bone? Negro. They get all the women. Red bone, yellow bone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach, I haven't been here in a while. It's good to be back. I was searching everywhere for BG's book, still couldn't find it. It's at Ace Hardware. Catch up, BG. You're answering chat from 10 minutes ago. I'm trying. Hold on. Let me catch up. Hold on. He never. his racist comedy is gold. Yeah, shout out to racist comedy. So is the truth. I'm waiting for the truth. Right? Amy has expensive taste. Tree work is good. I think there should be more racist comedy. Ryan Lyon is the guy I picked a wedgie back in high school. All right. Working 9 to 5. Way to get by. Yeah, I'm behind like shit. Hold on. All Ryans never put the oil plug back on the pan. Burn. That's a hell of a. That's disrespectful. Yeah, that's just disrespectful. Santy's Earth. Don't mess with the pod of orcas. Exactly. Um, and they're dolphins. And you already know dolphins the most intelligent animal on this fucking planet. You don't gotta listen to me, you can Google it. And the orca is just a more savage final form of dolphin. Yeah, they're in the even though they call them killer whales, they're not related to whales at all. They're fucking dolphins. Like they take down great white sharks, no fucking problem. You just a bad mamma jamma when the great whites don't want no smoke with you. Great white shark would be like, yeah, I'm headed back this way then. Fuck that. It's they over there. Sheena Warrior Princess. I forgot about that. Yeah, that is gonna be canon now too. So uh Jessica Shield, I'm gonna add that to the list of nicknames for you. Sheena Warrior Princess. BG on house arrest. It's not house arrest, it's just probation, where you're monitored. And then too, I got like the gang task force probation. I don't have a regular probation officer. This shit is just super unnecessary because I'm a good guy with a kind heart. And I don't do that type of shit no more. And I've been on the straight and narrow for years, man. But it's just certain things like a drug dealer, he could do 10 years, get out. Like if he got caught with possession or distribution charges, did like 10 years. He get out, they get him 10 years probation. He gonna be able to send the appeal to the sentencing judge and maybe get off in 3 years. So out of that 10 years, he'll probably do like 3 years, and then he just completely off. Like he don't gotta tap in, check in, go anywhere, answer phone calls. Like he good. When you have yeah, it's just I'm at certain criteria where they like, nah, we gonna go ahead and even my probation officer, he was like, yes, but it ain't nothing I can do. So, you know, but it is what it is. When is probation over? I got 3 years left. 2 years. I got 2 years left. Like one and a half. When I get out, 2015. Yeah, I got 1 year left. On October. I came home October 15th, 2015. So October 15th, 2025. Dude, you're so behind. All right, hold on. Uh, y'all usually don't talk this much in the building. That's why I'm trying. mice, then dolphins, then humans. Mice? I don't think mice are more intelligent than dolphins. It's the first time I'm hearing that. Okay, you probably Googled it and found that out though. I stand corrected, possibly. Salute BG. Just came back from my hometown, Lubbock, Texas, earlier this morning. Had to help my brother fix a 95 Mitsu Mirage with hard start, stalling issues, got mounting the vacuum line, and gas tank. Yeah, that's what. Shout out to Severe Duty, aka David Williams. What's up, bitch? Did you know ants are actually the smartest animal? I mean, I wouldn't consider them an animal. I put them in the insect category. But they have an uncanny ability to work well with one another. Ants are really community oriented, and they really get shit accomplished. Uh, and they strong as fuck too. But the red pill folk would say they're led by women, so that disqualifies them from even being in the discussion. Because ants are basically run by a woman. Like a woman, women and children are an ants leaders. Bullshit you not. They do everything. Like they just can't. Like the queen make all the fucking decisions. Like when she fart, but there's like a pheromone or some shit. Like she could fart, and her fart is gives out orders, and ants be like, "All right, we going this way now," because the bitch farted, and that was her way of telling us to go back this way. All the worker ants, they work to feed the big bitch down in the bottom chamber of the anthill, popping out kids and shit. So yeah, have you seen the movie Ants? Little cartoon movie by Pixar Studios or some shit. I know in the Amy roast video I said Amy looked like Z from Ants, and she does. But yeah, when you look at ants and a bug's life, it take you deep into how ants operate. But yeah, they only have a queen. Like guys ain't shit. The male ants ain't shit. Why? Why they call zero turns? Do they not have a steering option? Um they're called zero turn because they have a 0 degree radius turn. And this is achieved by a pump and wheel motor attached going to each wheel, or uh, a integrated axle at each wheel that operate independent from one another, which allows you to just turn in place. So like a lawn tractor, you're gonna take the wheel and it's like a car, you're gonna be turning, you're gonna have to bust a U-ey. On a zero turn, it's not even a U-ey, it's just a zero turn, just 0 point. That's it. Now, a lot of lawn care professionals will recommend you don't zero turn in the customer's yard, because that's a good way to leave ruts. Ruts is when you got one wheel going this way, the other wheel may be going back, and that wheel, due to the position of the actual chassis, is going to send force that way, which is going to cause a rut here when you turn. So a lot of lawn care professionals, what they do is they get to the bottom of a row and make a K, back up and go, which is still faster than a traditional lawn tractor with a wheel, where you have to kind of go around and around and just slowly reach the vantage point, So they call it a zero turn because it can pivot on a dime, just like that. Not even a dime, a penny. Like a skid steer, you know? But yeah, that's what was I talking about here? Yeah, I first rode a zero turn at Job Corps because I took landscaping at Job Corps, and even though I pissed that time away, I did learn something from my landscape class. It's just uh yeah, I pissed that whole time away in Job Corps. Like that shit was just I could have really learned something. I'm not gonna say more valuable than landscape, but like I should have. If I could do it again, I would have took welding. Cause you could choose different trades when you go to Job Corps, and I would have took welding or EDUG, electric wiring, um, or at the very least automotive repair. Some landscape is just one of those things where it's easy for a certain demographic to have that shit on lock. And when I came back up north, all the Mexicans had the jobs. Like no one hiring niggas for landscaping for real. Um, and I say that, Luke, because no one hiring white boys for landscaping neither. Like all that shit went straight to the Mexicans because they just outbid the fuck out you, dog. Like you just sitting there chopping it up, trying to get a new account, and before y'all get locked in, Jose and them gonna pull up, and they gonna do this shit for like $200 less than you a month, or quarterly, whatever y'all got situated on the contract. And a lot of people all about saving a dollar and saving money so that money can go to their family, so they can put food on their table or whatever. That they cutting costs in certain areas, so you're gonna get beat out. And that's just how it was with landscaping. That shit crazy. It's like they just came here and chose landscaping, son. They like, nah, we carved this trade out right here. This us. This belongs to us in certain areas. But they're like, yo, this whole trade belongs to us. That's why I'm really disrupting shit by doing what I'm doing, and I'm dolo doing it too. Solo, that means singular, sole proprietor. So I can sit here and chop it up with people, get certain accounts in the area locally, and I just have to go above and beyond. Because if you're gonna do a shitty job, they like, yo, we could just hire Mexicans. They'll do a shitty job for way cheaper. But it won't even be a shitty job. Like, they do good work. You have a team of Mexicans, they'll come out, they'll do good work, but you're gonna have certain people in your area that's really gonna wanna mess with you just because you either in that area, or they knew you growing up, or they know your family and they try and help you out, so they get you got that account. But when it come to getting these commercial accounts, like lots and like the 7-Eleven lot, the Dollar General yard, and Walmart and all that shit, man, Mexicans they got that shit on lock. They got that shit in a chokehold like this. Come here. They kissing it on the head like how the Hoover nigga kiss Tyrese Gibson and Baby Boy. Get over here, little nigga. Kiss him on the head. I was like, yeah, damn, you ain't getting there. But what you will see is like there'll be a white guy that runs the company. White guy. And all he hires is Mexicans. And that's pretty much 80% of what's going on. The other 20% is Mexicans own it. Like, that's them. You talking to them. But yeah, they be on YouTube. They be the white guys. They be on YouTube bragging about how much they make a month and concrete, um, landscaping. And when I say landscaping, it's all in that, and I'm including hardscaping in that. So that's not just cutting grass. That's cutting swales, fixing drainage issues, moving rocks, digging a pond, any of that shit. And yeah, they'll hire nothing but straight Mexicans. And that way they'll have a bigger profit margin on each job because they pay Jose and them so much an hour. You know, a white guy or a black dude, they gonna want a little bit more. But yeah, that's how this shit go. I'm starting my own solo landscaping this year. That's what's up. Me personally, I don't take any job where they got a fence I can't fit my mower through. That's one thing you gotta learn starting out. Well, I'm not even gonna talk to you like I'm your big homie in this shit, cause I'm new to this shit too. But one thing I won't do is go ahead and get an account. They got a yard. I know I can't fit my fucking mower in the backyard. Like I'll pass on that shit. And I'm not doing fucking duplexes or townhomes. Fuck no. I target the people I want to work for. Like I target the alley, yard, and be like, there's too many tree roots, too many obstacles, too many. You get to certain yards in the neighborhood, you be like, damn, that shit wide open, relatively flat, beautiful behead grass. Go ahead, drop a business card right there, throw it on the mailbox, talk to them, ring the doorbell, make your presence known, chop it up with people. Most of this is just about talking to people. And when I was selling trailers a while ago, I met the guy who owns the property up the street. They got the 7-Eleven and nail salon and all that other shit on. He lived way the fuck out in West Virginia, but he owned this land right here. And he was like, I'm looking for somebody to go ahead and take care of that for me because the people who he shot with last season, they kind of fell off, didn't tell him nothing, and shit got a little messy. So, and then I'm right here, but so he was like, yeah. So a lot of times you just gotta talk to people, but the commercial accounts, that's where the money is. The little yards, like the little bit of shit I got and doing people yard, and then too, like Indian people don't like stay away, like profile, like Indians, they don't pay shit for real. They gonna want to talk you down like shit. They never want to pay full price for nothing. And then I'm telling you, like real shit, they don't. They'll have like an acre, and they'll be trying to have you cut it for like $30. It's like, oh, cuz like I'm not. But then too, you're gonna have people, um, lawn care in and of itself. It's an interesting thing to navigate, and the reason I say that is because you got Timmy, the little boy down the street, that'll cut grass for like $20. So you got Timmy's, and you got other lawn care companies, and that shit just gets aggressive. Um, yeah, she can get real aggressive when you trying to go ahead and lock people in, or if you want to go the contract route, or if you want to do the handshake route, or if you just want to advertise your services on a bulletin board in church, or advertise them on Facebook Marketplace, or if you chopping it up with people and there's nothing binding there, they could just choose to go with somebody else, later down the road and don't give you no callback. So it could be interesting to navigate. Um, there's just gonna be a lot of competition, and it's not necessarily. It's a little bit harder to navigate than say something like firewood, where your product really speaks for itself. And then too, it is more. It's harder work because in order to really make money, you're gonna have to be doing like 6-7 accounts a day and be working at least 3 days out the week. So Like, yeah, you get you 30 accounts a week, you gonna see some money enough to go ahead and have employees and let that be a write-off for you at the end of the year and do the whole tax thing and get your LLC going and all that other shit. You go to the town, get your business license and all that shit. Well, you should do that first anyway, but that shit could be real cumbersome. That shit could be real cumbersome, man. And there's a lot of competition out here. I was talking for a little bit there. I gotta catch up. Hold on. I'm a white cleaning lady, but I don't work for anyone. Who said that? Stephanie Gilbert. You know I fuck with you, right? But that was fucking retarded. That was a retarded statement. My gosh. Fuck you mean you don't work for nobody, but you're a cleaning lady. You work for somebody. You work for the person who house you cleaning. Don't be in here talking on some I'm my own boss type shit. You work directly for people. There's two ways you can go about acquiring money that can be considered a job in this life. That's working for somebody who works directly for people, or working directly for people yourself. There's no way around it. You will never be your own boss. You always work for somebody. The person who hit me up and is like, yo, I need a quarter of wood. I'm over here, 1062 Cherry Goo Wop Lane. Like, can I get that by 6 o'clock? She just became my boss. I can't be like, nah, bitch, I'm my own boss. Fuck wrong with you. Know what I'm saying? Like, it's yes, ma'am. And if it's not yes, ma'am, then I have to have a reason. I'm like, yes, ma'am, but can we reschedule this for tomorrow? I already have 3 accounts I'm dealing with, and there isn't enough time for me to get to you today, but I would appreciate if you wait till, you gotta jump through certain hoops, because those people, that's how you make your money. That's the way of the world. Now, when you hire people, they gonna look at you like you the boss, but you're not the boss. You're not the boss, because if it wasn't for the people paying you for the product or service, you wouldn't have a job. For the people you employ to look at you like you're a boss. So you're not a boss. That's just a title that's just been given artificially just to give you a sense of who's kind of in charge here. But at the end of the day, it boils down to the customer. That's why they tell you the customer always right. Because if it ain't for the customers, you ain't gonna have shit. You know? So, yeah, don't get high. I'm not picking on you, Stephanie. I'm just saying a lot of people do get high and mighty about it. They be like, I don't want to work for Safeway. They talk shit about people who work for Safeway. I work for myself, big dog. I don't want to work for nobody. Man, there ain't nothing you can do in this life where you don't work for somebody. You're going to always be working for somebody. And the minute you think you at the top of the fucking mountain, you got a family, you're going to be working for your kids. You always working for somebody, man. You never work for yourself. None of his zero turns will fit through a gate unless it's a double gate like on a farm. That's all I want. All the properties that I was managing last year, wide open. I target, because I'm not, some people desperate, you gotta have you, because you just try and get your recognition up. And the sharks smell blood in the water. So if it's somebody who ain't locked in, they gonna be at their top, knocking on their door, putting cards in their mailbox. So I pick and choose. It's just like how It's just like how I do a firewood. If somebody call me, if I got a listing up, like say on Facebook Marketplace, and somebody messages me about a quarter wood, I'm gonna say yes. But when I go to your place and I check it out, a strike against you is gonna be if I can't fit my gator through your gate. I'm gonna work with you because I'm there, and I might have to walk it to the back and I might bring my gorilla cart so I could park the gator at the fence and just dump everything, transfer it from the gator bed to the gorilla cart and make like 5 trips so I can get it to where you want it. But I pride myself in my services that I provide. That means not dumping it in your yard. And if that's hard for me to do, or you live in a difficult area like in the city, that's I'm not gonna leave you my business card. Now if I get to somebody's house and that shit wide open, like say they want it 40 yards away from where I can park, and I take the gator, I go down the hill, I get it to their shed where they got their fire pit or they got their boiler. Man, we good money. Here go my business card. Pleasure doing business with you, and I appreciate your business. If you need anything, you can call or text that number on the card, and I'll be here. Same day delivery, stacking included. They like, my gosh, this young man got his shit together. And that's how you gotta do it, man. That's how you got. I'm giving y'all the game right now. That's how you gotta do it. If you have any extra hoodies left over, can I get one? I do, but all I don't. I ain't really into the whole shipping thing, like shit. And then too, like you in British Columbia though. You in British Columbia though. Like I got to ship. Like what's the shipping like out there? I'm gonna look into it. Since you asked me nicely, I'm gonna look into it. I look into it. I don't have that many though. I might pop with you on that. I got like they look like you probably like itty bitty though. Like I don't know if I have your size. You're just a little lady. If you're 5'1", I don't know. I gotta look. I don't have a size tiny. I don't have, but I might get you something. I'm thinking about it. The customer is right until he starts demanding ketchup pack. No, the customer isn't right in that regards. Customers can be fucking retarded. Yeah. Nah, but the customer is right. That's in regards to the actual service you provide that the customer is paying for. Now, customer is just a broad term to describe the people who are actively funding your ability to own and operate a business and have employees. So that's what I mean by customer. Now you can get one customer who's just fucking retarded, or you can get a string of customers. It'd be a bad day. You're like, yo, these bitches retarded, son. What the fuck going on? But in generally speaking, yes, the customer is up. That's how I run everything I do. When I deal with somebody and they criticize me on something, I don't take that to heart. I take that, I'm always looking for ways to improve. So I told y'all the story how I got the gator, why I wanted the gator. When I first got my log splitter, what I did, I didn't have the trailer. All I had was a truck. I got the log splitter and I hooked the log splitter directly up to the truck. Now I got a job for log splitting. So I'm hauling my log splitter to the site, and I never just put my log splitter on the back of my truck. I'll always get a trailer because It's cool when you're going forward, but when you're in reverse, you can't see what the log splitter is doing because it's so fucking small. So it's hard to really know what position the log splitter is in. Like you can kind of, if you look out this mirror and you turn a little bit, it'll pop out a little bit, but you like, damn. And it's just gonna make backing in or parallel parking a lot more fucking difficult. But I unhooked the log splitter and he was like, yeah, it's up the hill. And I was like, I looked at the dude and I said, yo, can I drive up there? I was gonna take my truck and go up the hill to where he had the pile of wood. And he was like, nah, I got this system underground right here. I got this right there. And he said, like, if you had a side by side or a gator, like you could get on my grass. And at that moment, the light bulb went off. But for that job, he helped me. So the customer is out. The guy who hired me, the guy I'm working for, my boss, is helping me push that 600-pound awkward log splitter up a fucking hill so I could split about, there were like 56 rounds. And that shit was just cumbersome. Cumbersome is the word of the day. That whole ordeal was cumbersome. Every time I split like 6 rounds, I had to move the log splitter up. I didn't have picaroons, nothing. So I remembered that, and I remember our live stream the day after that. Was like, I need a side by side. That was the whole reason I wanted a side by side. I didn't know I wanted a gator, but when he said a gator, it stayed in the back of my mind. But I was looking for like a four wheeler at first, like a four wheeler with a hitch on the back, with a hitch receiver on the back. I could hitch up or get a clevis pin or something that I could pull that heavy log splitter with. So that's where I was at with that. And I just hit the try, kept grinding and hustling. I had a couple jobs after that, log splitting, where it was on flat land and I could like tilt I could unhook the log splitter and walk it back, and I made good money from that. But bills catch up with you. So if you're not constantly working, your money gonna disappear because you're gonna be paying bills. So I was like, yo, I gotta invest in the I started looking for John Deere Gators. All them bitches was like $5,000, $6,000 used from 1990. And then I finally found that one. I told y'all how I paid $3,600 for it, and I seen the listing because I was on Facebook Marketplace, and something told me to hop on Facebook Marketplace. And I had already been looking on Facebook Market. I was on Craigslist, OfferUp, all that stupid shit. And when I clicked on it, it was like posted like 1 minute ago. Like he had just posted that shit, and I knew people were gonna be on top of it. And I already had some money saved up from when from hustling wood and doing the other things I was doing. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I had a trailer by this time. I had sold a couple trailers. I sold like 4 trailers and profited off each of them and the wood game. And he was like, yeah, man, you got cash, come get it. So I was like, yeah, 3,600, I'm out there. And that's how that happened. And now when I go to deliver the wood, even when I was log splitting, people are impressed with my whole setup. I pull up 16-foot trailer, woo wow. I can fit a quarter cord in the bed of the gator comfortably. I can fit another quarter cord in the front of the trailer. And then that'll level out. I know how to level out my trailer either way. But then too, I only do what I'm comfortable with. So I cut off full cords at a certain time in a year. So I save money on fuel, and I only deal with customers where I know they got a wide opening I can get to. And people like, yo, you the shit. People always tell me, yo, I ordered some wood, and the guy came in a dump truck, and they dumped the shit in the driveway, and it was so much debris and everything else, I had to move it to the back. So in order to retain customers, that's why I put service. Service is just as important as the quality of the product, because people love convenience. And when you can get the convenience factor in your services right, people gonna always come back to you. That's why I got people waiting on me for next year, for next winter, for this oak wood that you see behind me, this whole oak wall. So that was important, and that's the story how why I knew when I first knew I needed to go ahead and get a side by side, not so I can go mudding or ride through the trails. It was always going to be for work. It was so I could provide a service to people and make it more convenient for them. And the Gator, it got 6 tires, and they're called low impact tires. The tire pressure in the Gator is 7 psi. It's low impact, so it's not going to mess up your turf. Even if you hauling a quarter wood or whatever you got in the bed. So if people happy with that when I show up, because at first when you show up, they look at the truck, they like, ooh, I don't think you're not gonna be able to fit that back here, and I don't want that truck on my grass. But then you got that, they see that Gator on the back of that trailer, they see you hop in the Gator, roll that bitch off the trailer and like where you want it. They like, yo, I like you. You know how many people, wives, they come out, they like, yo, I like where you got business card, we putting this shit on our refrigerator. You know, once you get the women, and you got it, because women, they have their guy. Women that have a guy. For men, they'd be searching, looking for the cheapest price. I do the shit too. They'd be like, yo, I'm looking for the cheap, but it'd be their wife. They'd be like, nah, the one guy from Latin, nah, him. Yeah, him right there. Yeah, like they be on this shit. Nah, I'm in the East Coast, BG. Oh, okay, you out there in Nova Scotia and whatnot. That's what's up. What up, Dan Collins, 1977? It seems most city lawn workers are women now. I don't see it down here, but lawn care is one of those things a woman can jump in it and do. Like one of the lawn care channels I watch on YouTube, the guy's wife be out there with him, and they be knocking shit out. Like, like she be on the stand on. Like they got this right. It's like a 36 inch. They got some shit though. Spencer, what was it? Spencer's Lawn Care. What they name? Brian's Lawn Care. One of them, but yeah, hey, when you see him, you see his wife right there. They got a teenage son. I think that's their son. And he be right there with them. The whole squad hop out the truck, and each of them got a mower, and they get going. They take out like it'll be 5 acres, and they take that shit out no problem. They got the Toro leaf blower, the multi force or whatever it's called, where you can change out the attachment on the front. Man, they get going. They be posting shorts. I mean, like, yeah, his wife be out there getting it. You listen to Church's second diss on Old McDonald? Yeah, I heard it. And shout out to Ryan Upchurch. But Ryan Upchurch is, I feel like he an MC. Like, cuz ain't even rapping. It's just his wordplay, his bars, like bar for bar. He's miles ahead of Tom McDonald, and he's more diverse, which is going to score him more points with me in the genre of hip hop or country rap or whatever the fuck they want to call it. But I feel like the beef brings out the best in Upchurch, in my opinion. Like a lot of people, oh, you don't get views when you're not beef. That's when some people do their best work. Ain't nothing wrong with beef, and at the end of the day, it ain't like cut they MCs. Well, he's an MC. Tom McDonald is a political rapper. So, like he was on some MC shit when I heard the first diss track and the beat kicked in, and that should have had you like, yeah, cuz flowing, he rapping. But the second joint, I was like, yeah, he an MC. His wordplay, all that shit. That shit was on point. how you give love to your customers but not your fence. The same reason why the mechanic will fix your car, but he ride around in a clapped out Chevy S10. I like A-Cal, but something always seemed off. Like he's a do whatever I gotta do, even if it's immoral to feel him pot. I don't. I just think because I thought him and Upchurch was friends because they used to have a channel they was doing reviews on. Like I remember they popular review they did around Upchurch and Adam. Um, uh, they did on Whoa Vicky when Whoa Vicky was like, I'm black, whoop de whoa, 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 and all that shit. And they was doing, and it was hilarious. So I thought they was homies, but, and then Adam, I felt like Adam seeing, he like, I think he was like, like he was throwing shade at Tom McDonald. But then I seen him on a track with Tom McDonald. I was like, oh, and I don't know what, he got a problem with Upchurch, but I thought they was boys, but I think Adam, yeah, I think he just gonna do. He in it for money. He gonna make that money. Yeah, A-Cal, he gonna make that money. Upchurch, he just a Creek Squad nigga. So he more he a little bit more. He a wild boy. He a little bit more uncensored. Also, A-Cal, one of them dudes that beating someone up is the answer to all problems. It's super low IQ. Don't get me wrong. There are times I feel like you got beat up, Jimmy Large, for you to sit there and say A-Cal solution is to beat someone up, which is low IQ. I feel like people who say that got their ass whooped, and they remember that ass whooping. That's the best. They be like, you low IQ. Bow! Like, but the nigga low IQ, that shit probably make you feel better about not having hands. You don't know how to throw them. You don't know how to duck. Like if you don't know how to duck, you be like, oh, you're low IQ because you hit me and hit me really hard. Honey, get the kids. We're out of here. Fucking hide the kids. Yeah. But no, it's just some people it just seems they're naturally gifted with their hands. But some people, you feel some guys are gonna be more aggressive than other guys. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't mean you low IQ. Some people think just because you can fight, it's just like the ancient Europeans. You know why the Greeks, all they sculptures, they put little dicks on them? Because in Europe, having a big dick was a sign that you were low IQ. Which isn't fucking true. So when you see all they statues, all they heroes, and everybody posing naked, little dick ass, and it was like, oh, because having a large dick meant your low IQ. That's why they did it. It's just some niggas got it, some niggas don't. And it's just like fighting. Some people can naturally do it, some people don't. You pop off on the wrong person, he gonna dust you. Like you gonna get folded like a lawn chair, curtains, game over, everybody go home. And yeah, you going to have to let that shit burn in your heart because you can't beat them physically, so you may get on some low IQ. And that shit may make you feel better about not being able to fight or challenge that man physically. That's why I feel like a lot of people really chant. That's why I feel like, yeah, but cuz he might be, A-Cal might be low IQ though. I'm just saying, don't paint everybody who can fight or got hands naturally as low IQ or a low IQ take. A lot of people need their ass beat. It is too many fucking intellectuals running the fuck around here, throwing these weird ass ideas around and calling themselves thought leaders. They need their ass beat, son. It's fucking low IQ. I feel like beating people up. Nah, don't come for people who beat people up. Some people need their ass beat. Flat out. That's the problem now. These niggas ain't getting their ass beat no more. Because the fucking intellectuals got in everybody's head, made them feel bad about beating people up. You beat them up, that's low IQ. That's low IQ. Nah, son. Where is Faith? Somewhere working remotely. I don't know. She's like here, but not here. But she's there because with like string cheese in her pocket somewhere, with possibly on a boat. Yeah. What's up? I got 3 more questions. All right, I got 1 more question. Hold on, I'm still catching up here. Hurricane. Oh, there she go right there. I'm late. Yeah, there go Faith. Faith, they were asking about you. And Jessica Shee's new alias is Sheena Warrior Princess. So there's that. You can document that, throw that in the booklet of names. All right, I think I'm caught up. Yeah, I'm caught up. Yes. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, yes. And yes, little Lordy bear. Yeah, okay. And what time is it in the UK? What time is it in the UK? Sheena the Warrior. Sheena the Warrior of the Swisher Sweets. Yeah, that shit was just like funny though, but nah, nigga, Sheena Warrior Princess. Throw some respect on that shit. That shit was funny though. I'm no longer Ebony. Ebony was never canon. That's just something. That's faith. That's you and with you, but nah, you. Ebony was never canon for you, no. Um, oh yeah, from faith. Yeah, you can be Ebony, but that's not canon. That's not really in the book. I got two more. I got 2 more questions. My squirrel's high as hell. I got 2 more questions. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Hey y'all, Ebony is canon. Well, it's not. Ebony is basically like, yeah, Ebony is basically equivalent to the Apocrypha at this point. It's not canon, you know, but a lot of people they dive into it and they're like, yeah, that should be in there. That should be in there. Shout out to Ebony, no problem with Ebony, but at you niggas. What are you niggas up to? Look at him. Oh, he trying to bust a nut. Look at him. Cuz trying to bust a nut. Cuz real rapey. Yo, you acting real rapey right now, son. Chill. She obviously don't want you. He's still hanging on the tree like he don't hear me. She obviously doesn't want you. He was running for that pussy. She don't want you, nigga. Yeah, but shout out to Ebony though. But nah, she no warrior princess. That's canon. That's really written in the book. I got one more question left. I don't like Hurricane Sheena. Yeah, this is a cult, and it doesn't matter what you like and don't like. It's all about what I like. All right? It's all about me. Why? Because that's how we do. It's what I say goes. If you have a problem with it, then you can go join the Bears. They're recruiting. Unauthorized TV is down. Viewership is down. They're scrounging for Islamic followers. He was on the Dean show. Speaking of Sharia law, things he doesn't know anything about. He said Islamic countries have no income tax. If you don't like how I run things here, you can go over there. And that goes for the rest of yous. Can a blood join a crip without the bloods? Can a blood join a crip without the bloods? No, that's a dangerous motherfucker right there. That he living that double life. That nigga all types of dangerous. You gonna have to put somebody like that down. That nigga has no street morals. That nigga hit you. What up, blood? Whoa. Big B. Alright, homie. Get up with you later, homie. Thank God them niggas gone. What up, cut? Cut red. What up, cut? Yeah, cut. What up, homie? Got a Sky 47 on the homie down the street, cut. Yeah, dude. How the fuck? But no, you niggas can't do. Niggas don't be doing this shit. You get your head beat. Yeah, but you probably pull that shit like in the penitentiary. I know one nigga, he did that shit. But yeah, the penitentiary and the Bloods was just picking up anybody. So if the Crips beat somebody out because they on some weird shit, the Bloods probably they'd pick a nigga up and be like, go ahead, man. Like that shit happen. But on the street, nah, not when you from a certain neighborhood and nah. Peace be upon him, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't even trying to offend nobody for real in Islam, but the whole peace be upon him thing, that shit could get a little, they get a little overzealous. They gonna throw that in there every time they mention that nigga Muhammad name. Nah, fuck that. Let's talk about Muhammad. A lot of people focus on, what's her name? Aisha? The 9-year-old he married, and that's cool, hit him with being a pedophile. But his first wife, his first wife basically ruled over him and funded the whole fucking religion. You know how many religions was in Arabia at the fucking time, son? What was his first wife's name? She got wealthy. She was widowed. She was married to a wealthy merchant, and that nigga died and left her some shit of money, my nigga. Let's talk about it. Muhammad, he was going around whoop de whoop. He was a Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman. So he was going house to house, and women gonna be on. So he was already familiar with the giant, and then that was a rich bitch. What was this bitch's name? Hold on. Kadia. Yeah, Kadia. Kadia was a rich bitch. Kadia funded the whole fucking movement. Without Kadia, there wouldn't be Islam. And I say Islam instead of Islam because I'm saying it like I'm from Bronx, New York. I like the way they say it up there. Islam. Saying it like, this is how Imrul Lagasse would say it. So without Kadia, there would be no Islam. They funded the whole fucking thing. Some would say they were scamming people together and doing that, But when it came time to get followers, a lot of people were paid handsomely to go on certain jihads against the pagan Arabic religions that were around in Muhammad's day. And Muhammad was basically a disgruntled boy because he had popped with the Jews when he was younger, and he was fond of the Jews and he wanted to be a Jew, but they rejected him. They rejected him as any type of prophet, and he went back and told the pagans at the Black Cube that they still walk around to this day. They house like 365 idols. And Muhammad tried, he was on, he was like, nah, nigga, we only gonna worship one. And the one was named Allah, which was a moon deity. Now they gonna dispute this, but or they can just say Allah is a generic term that's similar to God in English. But they not over there calling Allah God. Like Allah was an actual, God is just a title. God comes from, it can trace its roots from the Hebrew Elohim. Elohim just a title, it's not a name. That's why in the Bible it says, aren't you gods? Gods means mighty ones. The name of God, not capital G, lowercase g, all that bullshit. The name of God, as it stands in the Bible, the closest pronunciation people have today is Yahweh. A lot of people say Yahuwah, but that tetragrammaton was there and you can't fucking deny it. It didn't say God, nowhere in there. So God is not a name. It is a title, just like Lord. King of Kings, Lord of Lords. These are titles. So that's what Arabic's going to hit you with. But Allah was supposedly the name of the actual deity when Muhammad destroyed all the idols but one and left Allah and said, there's only one God, that is Allah. And the pagans, they weren't having that shit. So they chased him out. Shit got pot. He got some followers because his rich wife was able to throw around some money. Cuz just, and then from there, but Muhammad, he was about that life though. Like he give you that work. Yeah, Muhammad will give you that work. He'll show up, he'll terrorize you too. But yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was though. Yeah, Qadiyya funded it. A lot of people say the Catholic Church funded Islam, but I don't fucking know. You can go deep into the rabbit holes of some of these things, but yeah. let the big garden get started. Bored, man. The worst, most evil people are the most blessed and successful in this inverted world ruled by Satan. Yeah, what you thought? The scripture was lying when it said the world has been given into the hands of the wicked. It says that right there. You see somebody that's just mega prosperous, yeah, you gonna be like, they will be like, yeah, God has blessed me. You know, they be like, yeah, not all blessings, you know, come from the Most High. Yeah, not all blessings come from the Most High. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure when the Messiah was up on that mountain with Lucifer, and Lucifer was like, yo, I can give you all these fucking kingdoms right here. All you gotta do is kneel and accept me as your big homie, cuz. Yeah, I think people looked at the Messiah, if he took that deal, and they'd be like, oh, he's blessed. Look at him. He got a whole bunch of shit like that. Like, but that blessing didn't come from on high, though. You know? So, you got homeless people that's blessed. It's just how you look at it. It's a perspective thing. It's just one of those things. A lot of people not going to see their situation for what it really is because, you know, as humans, we get emotionally attached to certain things and we live in a world that's constantly showing us what we think we want and what we should strive for, but that may not be the Most High's plan. That's all I'm fucking saying. Job was blessed. And all his fucking kids died on their birthday. His wife died. He got boils all over his... But that nigga was blessed, son. That nigga house caved in. He was blessed. You know, I think the real blessing is when you die and proving yourself worthy. And the resurrection comes, you will be admitted into the kingdom. You will be deemed worthy. And you see who isn't worthy. The Messiah told you. He was like, yeah... People who engage in idolatry, homosexuals, these people will not inherit the kingdom. I'm just saying, like, those people feel like they blessed, whatever their financial situation, no matter how many kids you may have lost, how many fucked up things you've been through. It's a perspective thing that's bigger than you, I feel like. And it's something you can't comprehend because you just don't understand that glory. So we get stuck down here and base our experiences on the next man's experiences or what the world deems to be a blessing. And the whole time we miss out on true blessings. But yeah, shout out to Muhammad though. He was a fighter. Like, he'd fight you. Did you agree with my take on cults? On cults, the people don't like my take. I didn't catch that. Yeah, I ain't catch that, Big Alchemy. I don't even know. Like, what is your take on cults? Oh, let me guess. Cult equals culture. That... Yeah, but it's a whole lot of, you know. I mean, you could, if people look at, I mean, the actual word cult, it comes from, is derogatory. Like, Christianity in the Roman Empire was considered a cult. Like, they were considered cultists in the Roman Empire when it was spreading. It's, but the etymology of the word ain't got nothing to do with culture. I mean, but certain things that that may have been considered to be cults, they become mainstream and are no longer considered cults. And certain things that are mainstream and not considered cults can degress and become cults, just like medicine. When you had the yeah, just like medicine, and how Rockefeller and Carnegie, they just like monopolized the shit, and then the people who were, doling out real medicine and with, they were seen as wackos, cultists, and but that used to be the mainstream thing until, you know, snake oil salesmen developed this situation over here, and you know, the homie Louis Pasteur got paid lots of money to go ahead and get this shit popping over here. It's just certain. This shit just life, man. Shout out to Colt 45. Jesus isn't a name. Jesus is a name. The thing is whether Jesus was the Messiah's name. But yes, Jesus is meant to be a name, but God was never meant to be the name of a deity. Like Zeus is a god. Like the whole thing came when people capitalized it in the Bible and put a lowercase in the Bible. Capital God, lowercase God, and so that like the word everywhere that tetragrammaton was, those characters that were obviously so important that when the Greek elders translated the Bible from Aramaic, when they did the Greek Septuagint, 70 elders came together, they carried over that tetragrammaton to the Greek. And a lot of Jews were behind hiding the name. That's why they say Hashem. They don't say God. They don't say Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahawashi, whatever you want to say. They say Hashem, which simply means the name, because the Jews believe that name is too holy for Goyim to pronounce. Now it's just too holy for anybody to pronounce because they don't want to bring the name to ruin. That's the reason Jews, they say Hashem, which means the name. They don't say God. But by saying Hashem and not saying the name really violates a commandment that, in the Ten Commandments says, my name is, insert tetragrammaton. This is my name and my praise and glory I will not give to another. Don't take the Lord's name in vain. If you look up vain, it just means nothingness. So don't bring his name to nothingness. And what better way to bring the Creator's name to nothingness than by not saying it, hiding it, using another name. Some people say God has many names. I say that's Lucifer. Lucifer has many names. Like, there's no such thing as Baal or Beelzebub. They don't exist. They were idols. But Lucifer exists under many names. Morning Star is just one of them. Baal, all that false idol worship, that's Luciferianism. That's Lucifer. It's just these idols don't exist. So people, Ishtar, Moloch, these guys don't exist. They were just little clay idols that humans are like, yo, this idol, this is us. They're not real. There's, but, I'm not even trying to go there. Because I'm a comedian. I'm staying in my fucking lane. Jesus Christ just means Son of God, the Messiah. No, Jesus, in Greek, some people say Jesus, the etymology of the word means the pig in Greek. But in Aramaic or Hebrew, that, wouldn't have been the Messiah's actual name. It would have been more, more along the lines of Joshua. which is a common name, which was a common name, but that goes back to the prophecy in the Old Testament that says he will have no form or comeliness to him, that people will desire him. It was a common folk. I mean, he fled to Africa when he was a fucking baby. King Herod was trying to kill him. He did the whole, what Pharaoh did, was kill all baby boys under 2 years old. His parents took him to Africa, they fled, came back, you know. He wasn't standoutish. He didn't have long, blonde, flowing hair. He didn't look effeminate, I'm pretty sure. Was a carpenter, you know, out there working in the fucking sun, making things for people, doing things, willing and dealing. And, yeah, he wouldn't have stood out. But in the prophecy, it says, and you get the Creator saying, my name will be in his name. And if you look at Joshua, and that name in Hebrew is the same in Aramaic, it would have been Yahshua, or as some Jews say, Yeshua, which means Yah is my salvation. Shua, coming from a word in Hebrew, I don't want to get into it, but that's literally what the name Joshua means. If you look it up and Google it, Joshua is going to say God's salvation. But that name, the first part of that tetragrammaton, Yah, which a lot of people just agree, they just say Yah, because they don't know if it's Yahweh, Yahuwah. So a lot of people just say Yah. The Rastafarians took it a step further and put the anglicized J in there, which didn't exist until the 16th century. And the Jehovah's Witness did the same thing. They say Jehovah. But they come from the root Yah. And so when you add Yah and Shua, you get Yahweh salvation. And in ancient biblical times, names meant something. Just like Jacob or Yaqub meant heel holder. Esau meant red hairy one. Just like Israel meant he who wrestles with Elohim. You look at all the angels, Michael, Gabriel, all of them have that El referencing the Most High, whose title is Elohim, but whose name is obviously Yah, insert tetragrammaton. And yeah, you're told to exalt his name like hundreds of times in the fucking Bible. So, you know, not to take it there, but, just something to think about. I think about it. I thought about it, it's even in the scripture, it says, think deeply on his name. It's like, okay. But let me catch up. Yeah, Christ means anointed one. Messiah also means anointed one, too. Then you're going to have the people that say, oh, well, Christ comes from Krishna, comes from the Hindu, and Christ means, so a lot of people, but Messiah or Mashiach is Hebrew, and they were still saying that in Aramaic, because during the Messiah's time, they were speaking Aramaic. So Adonai means Lord. Mashiach is the anointed one, in which someone greater than you has to anoint you. And there's only one Messiah, the Mashiach. But later that when the Europeans got involved, it became Christ. Which equivalent to anointed one. I got one more question. BG is an exposed Rasta. Shout out to the Rasta. There's some Rastas in the mountain, but they didn't get the message that Haile Selassie left behind for him. That he is a man not to be worshipped, and that he follows the Messiah. Haile Selassie, or Ras Tafari, simply meaning Duke Tafari, he came from a Solomonic dynasty. They believed that dynasty that was ruling Abyssinia or Ethiopia believed they were descended from Queen Sheba and Solomon the Jew, who was David's son. So King Solomon, Queen Sheba, in the Bible you read about Queen Sheba coming from Ethiopia to visit Solomon. They believe, Solomon got busy with her, put a kid in her. She went back and birthed that Solomonic dynasty, and they consider themselves Hebrews. But Haile Selassie, or Rastafari himself, was an Orthodox Christian. And I mean, when you do read the Bible and you look at the life of Solomon, he was fucking everything that came through them doors. I ain't even gonna hold you. Cuz had like 1,000 wives and 600 concubines. You know how many houses you needed? But that was a rich king. When the Most High was like, you can ask for anything and I'll grant it. He was like, wisdom, cuz. And it was like, you got it. And cuz had wisdom, but sometimes it's not what you do, it's how you do it. You see, he was able to lose it. He didn't retain that wisdom for his whole life. His heart turned astray because he started worshiping the idols from the foreign wives he was marrying. And on every high hill in Judea, there was places, an altar where you could worship Easter, where you could worship Baal, Moloch. The Egyptian wives he had brought their gods, and that was the whole thing about the not interracial dating, but taking a strange wife for yourself or a foreign wife was because they would introduce idolatry, because that's how powerful women were. The power of influence, even when no one thought they had influence. So you see how Solomon, as wise as he was able to fall to the will of his wives and turn his back on the Creator and start worshiping false idols. And that's what Solomon did. And but he got busy, so I ain't gonna sit here and act like he didn't hit Queen Sheba. Queen Sheba probably walked in there and was, and Solomon's like, damn, like, who the fuck is that? It was like, sir, this is Queen Sheba, all the way from Ethiopia. He was like, hell yeah, go ahead, prepare a room like shit. I'm about to give her this advice and smack twice. So I really had something like that going on. But yeah, Solomon was on one. Shout out to King David. King David had some shit of sons. One of his sons tried to kill him. Real fucked up shit. But it is what it is. Can you clarify what you believe so I know where the cult stands? I'm a comedian. I'm not gonna do. I'm not a Christian though. I'm not gonna tell you I'm something I'm not though. If you wonder, I'm not a fucking Luciferian either. I'm not a Freemason. If you fucking wondering, so I'm not a Luciferian, a Freemason. I'm not a Christian. I'm just, I'm none of these things. You can call me a son of the Most High if you want to. You can call me Ben Yah if you must. But yeah, I come a long way from just being put in a box. BG will never admit what he truly is on his live. It wouldn't get him any views. I don't get many views now. 58 people here. Sometimes just certain people, they just don't want to get into it. That's why I'll comment on things from an objective, point of view, from a non-personal point of view, but which can be tedious at times because then people, but I ain't here to tell you what not to be. Like, if you a Baptist or you a Orthodox Christian, I ain't here to tell you what not to do or who not to follow. If you come in here a Taylor Swift fan, I ain't gonna tell you not to follow the bitch, I do what I do. I talk about what I talk about. The rest, I'm like, fuck it, leave it to Beaver. This the internet. I come here to talk shit and pop with certain people, and I go on about my business. I ain't taking this shit too serious. I'm not trying to evangelize any fucking body. That ain't I'm not called for that. That's not what I do. It's like that old saying go, some people are called to teach, some people are called to speak. Some people walked by a tree, heard a bird yell, beep, and thought that was the good Lord telling them to preach. Amen. Yeah, I ain't none of that. That's why I say I'm not your pastor. I'm not none of that. I'm not your pallbearer, your deacon. Don't follow me. I'm BG. I'm still on probation. So that shit don't even really matter at the end of the day. Just know y'all better get y'all watermelons ready. Cause yeah, in this cult, that is what we do. We do watermelons. We doing watermelons this season. Everybody better get their seeds together. I don't want to hear no excuses. Whether you in an apartment complex, a duplex, a condominium, I don't give a fuck if you got a trapper shack on the west side of Minnesota some fucking where. Get your watermelon seeds. Cause that's what the fuck we do here. I got sugar baby seeds. That's what's up. I think I got some Carolina Cross seeds. I believe that's what I had over there in the good patch. But I still got some sugar baby watermelon seeds too. I'm gonna put them sugar babies right there in the ground. Put them sugar babies right there. Yeah, I am. Go ahead, put them sugar babies right there. I love saying sugar baby. Sugar baby. Cause when you pull a watermelon, it's just a little. It's adorable. Cause it doesn't get as big as the watermelons you used to. You know, they're adorable. They're ooshable. They're baby. You know, they're just ooshable, and it's just like you could just talk to them. Yeah. Shout out the sugar baby watermelons. And they have a darker green skin too. They're one tone. A lot of different watermelon variations you get across between. You got white variations blending with the greener texture that's on the skin. Sugar baby is just dark. You got a type of sugar baby. If it's not the icebox type variety, you got another type. The skin is basically black. And the black watermelons are sweet as fuck. Them shits is sweet as shit. My goodness. Seedless? Nah, Nah, they got seeds. Mm. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm about to get the hell up out of here. I gotta head across town and do manly things. And by manly things, I mean laying up on the couch with a pint of Ben and Jerry's, watching Grey's Anatomy, all 16 seasons. I gotta go catch my stores. My stores are on. Good day. My fucking General Hospital is on right now. I'm sitting here talking to you folk.